Well, has the BJP's much publicized Christian outreach strategy for Kerala now, has it run into trouble, or is it seeing a strategic change, or what does one make out of the exit of George Kurian? This after he was denied a Rajya Sabha rerun. Again, another leader, the fourth such leader really, who is being not allowed a second run, a fourth leader from Kerala. When Prime Minister Narendra Modi inducted George Kurian into the Union Council of Ministers in 2024, it was largely seen as a strategic move aimed at expanding BJP's footprint among Kerala's Christians, particularly in the Syro-Malabar Catholic belt of central Kerala. Well, the elections are done. George Kurian is now gone. So what really is BJP's South plan? What really is BJP's Kerala plan? Let's just get you our experts on this at this point. I'm being joined by George Kurian, who's a senior journalist, as well as Rahul Ishwar, who's an author and political analyst. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining me. George Kurian, what are we really looking at? Interesting times. Would it be extreme, or would it be right, or would it be somewhere in between to say elections are done, George Kurian is gone?
Elections are done, and the only Christian nominee in the entire Union cabinet is out now. He has resigned. There is nobody even to say that to represent the Christian community there. Last government there was John Barla in the government. Yeah. Before that it was. So George before that it was Sri Alphonse Kannanthanam was there.
Interestingly, he contested from the same belt as as Alphonse Kannanthanam.
Even in the Vajpayee government, Mr. P.C. Thomas was a minister or stayed there for law. Onwards, whenever BJP came to power, there was a Christian presence, at least from somewhere. Whether it is John Barla, whether it is P.C. Thomas, whether it is K.J. Alphonse, whether it is George Kurian. Now, this minority community is completely excluded. There is no representation even. And that shows that the Christian outreach, which BJP was telling in a big way in the last elections, didn't work it so well.
Okay. Rahul Ishwar, one is of course the Christian outreach angle, and it's not just us saying it, because a whole lot of things were told about this when George Kurian was really taken into, was given the seat that he was given the ascension that he was given. But this is not just about George Kurian for that matter. This is also about a precedence. This seems to be the fourth such leader from Kerala who's getting an exit the way he is. Is this about performance, the lack of it, the optics, or the shifting focus for shifting elections?
Yeah, it's a mix of all. Kerala is home to perhaps one of the oldest Christian communities in the world itself. We take pride in saying that almost by AD 52, Saint Thomas, the disciple of Jesus Christ, came to Kerala, and one of the first Christian communities in the entire world started in Kerala. And Kerala society, Christian community has done such great service in the field of health, education and all. I usually always tell, I'm a Hindu activist. I studied in a Christian school. My son is studying in a Christian school. My mother studied in a Christian school. My grandmother studied in a Christian school. So their contribution has been immense. But especially, I think more representation should be there, especially when Narendra Modi ji is reaching out to Christian communities. He has hosted them for Christmas and all. That path should be taken by BJP. Let us be very honest about this. There are two paths in BJP, or two different tracks, if we can call it, two different wavelengths. One of Modi ji, who is taking a Gandhian center-right position, who is trying to be inclusive. The other, the extreme right-wing or the ultra-Hindutva, which even creates problem for Santa Claus. We have seen that, in North India, some parts of North India, violent attacks were against Christian community. So I think that Modi ji line should take the upper hand, and more integration should be there. For example, Alphonse Kannanthanam was a brilliant leader. He was one of the most 50 leaders to reach out for Asia long before he came to politics, when he was in IAS. So there are some good leaders. I think Anup Antony in BJP in Kerala is a very good leader. Sean George is a very good leader. So there are some leaders, and the Christian community and BJP we're having some discussions. But, by and large, Snehaji may know, Christian community en masse votes for Congress. They are more aligned with Congress in that sense. But a national level representation should be needed, and Christian community has a lot of...
Could the reason, for what you're saying, could the reason for that be exactly what's happening right now? Do the people in Kerala really see this through?
See, it's partly many things. For example, George Kurian sir couldn't raise his vote share. Rather, it dipped a bit. So that's a hard fact.
From 21% to I think 19.4%.
Yeah, that dipped a bit. But that's a fact that nobody can deny. Second, there is an ideological shift in the RSS BJP spectrum where some of the ultra hardliners, if you can call that word, are taking more strength. For example, people like moderates like Sri Rajiv Chandrasekhar has been trying to reach out. He even went to Chhattisgarh jail to take the nun back. We were all very sad about that particular incident, because two people who were trying to help poor people were jailed for almost 9 days. So people like even Rajiv Chandrasekhar was are attacked by this ultra right wing. So there is an ideological, there is a performance issue. Sri George Kurian was liked by everyone. He was a soft-spoken person. He was a good person, but he couldn't raise vote share is a fact. So I think if BJP has to grow in Kerala, the next phase is Christian community itself, because at least 35 to 40% of Nair votes BJP are already consolidating. Maybe some of it may have leaned away from BJP to Congress this election. So the mainstay of Kerala, if I can use the word deep state in a lighter sense, the deep state of Kerala is basically Nayars and Nasranis, or the Nair Hindu communities and Christian community. If BJP has to grow in Kerala, they have to reach out. And the interesting
Rahul Ishwar, I think you are very hell-bent on getting me into trouble. That's a wrong word to use, especially with three Malayalis talking. This is dangerous territory.
I am very close to Christian community. And one more thing, just one more thing. I am a product of YMCA. I have spent my youth, I always almost call YMCA my second home. But the serious point being, BJP, many times when they reach out, Christian community also feels a lack of sincerity.